What about the ones that are up and coming?
But no one really. Okay, Fabio stands out. Fabio and Babby stands out because they're excited. And they got charisma and they give good interviews and they speak. These other guys, Joe Joyce is an amazing fighter. But it's boring as fuck. They're not a good fighter, but boring as fuck.
You know what? Because I spoke to Joel Joyce, he's not actually boring, you know. He's just shy.
Just SALO, slow.
He ain't slow. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing you fight him.
Eh?
I wouldn't mind seeing you fight him, actually.
I'll fight anyone. I don't care. I'll fight anyone. Even you, I'll just you two thumping your ribs. Just make you sit down and hold your belly.
So how much would I get paid for that?
It depends. 20 quid?
Just give him back my glasses.
Alright.
Yeah, before I stamp on your bad arm. What have you done to your arm because you're holding it like you've hurt it?
Nothing. I'm gonna say too much masturbating in camp. No, I'm joking. No, this little bicep injury again in the fight, but these things happen, man. It's no. I fought a broken rib, broken hand, broken shoulder. I just get on. People don't understand. I just get in there, do my thing. I don't care.
So finally then, before I get dragged out of here by my hair, people already telling me to hurry up, what is next for you?
I don't know. What you want to see me fight next?
To be fair, well, they're talking about the Anthony Joshua fight. I get that. But I think I'd like to see you go up against Joe Joyce. I know it's something that came up years ago and it kind of died a death.
I'm thinking Joe Joyce fight for me though. There's nothing in it for me.
There is for us viewers. You know what I mean? I know what you're saying when you look at like the belts, etc., etc. But Anthony Joshua hasn't got any belts either. I'm just talking about what.
And he's still more accomplished than Joe Joyce. And he's got a win over me and I got a win over him. And me and Joe Joyce ain't gonna sell out no stadium. You want to see me and Joe Joyce and me and Anthony Joshua? Be real. If the two fights got made, why shouldn't they come to?
I'd come to both of them, but I like boxing though.
Yeah, you wouldn't come to both of them. If they're on the same day, you're going to go to me and Joshua. You're not going to go to me and Joyce. Hypothetically speaking.
Well, hypothetically speaking, you can't be in two places at once, can you?
Yeah, you can build a time machine.
And once again, those are the words of Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte as he claims that after himself, Joshua, Fury, and Wilder are gone, nobody else is left, and the people that they mentioned that's upcoming, Joyce, Dubois, are boring or slow. And let me counterpunch. I remember when those guys were going to fight. Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois, I did hear comments of them and their personality were kind of dry or dull. I think Joe Joyce has a good personality. I just don't think they're self-promoter type material as far as personality goes for fighters. To call Joe Joyce slow, it's kind of funny because Joe Joyce does kind of come off the way he talks at times, but I don't think he's slow. I just think he's practical, and I think he's very pragmatic. You know, he does have somewhat of a personality, but they're not like the Body Snatchers or, you know, Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. No, they're not like that. But to call him slow, I think that's a bit below the belt, right? But another thing that stuck out, it was like, hey, would you like to fight him? He said, well, yeah, I'll fight anybody. And they're like, okay, well, who do you want me to fight? And he's like, okay, well, hey, how about Joe Joyce? And he's like, I'd rather fight Joshua. Because I got a win on him. He has a win on me, or, all that. And I haven't fought Joe Joyce. And I'm like, this is not the Dillian Whyte that I remember from 18 and 19, when he did take on guys like Lucas Brown and Joseph Parker and Oscar Rivas. I don't see that same Dillian Whyte no more. I see a Dillian Whyte that's really becoming like every other fighter that really just wants to reserve himself for certain fights. Like, hey, I just want the Joshua fight. But then yet you took Jermaine Franklin, no one never fucking heard of, you know, and then people are supposed to accept that, but then it's a precedent for Joe Joyce to fight whoever in the top to see what he can do and how he'll measure up. Why not you? You used to be the can man. Now it's sometimes some people can get it. And, you know, before that, you know, it was like, hey, you know, I would rather fight Joshua over Joyce. Well, that's not the question. The question was, would you fight Joe fucking Joyce? Mr. Joe Slow Joyce, would you fight him? Not, hey, well, I'd rather fight Joshua. Of course, anybody would. I would rather fucking fight Joshua too. You know what I mean? But that wasn't the question, of course. You know, I think the can man has began to selectively want to fight fights. That's probably why you have fights like Jermaine Franklin. You know, yes, he did get dropped or whatever by Tyson Fury. When he got up, he wobbled, they stopped it. But it wasn't that far off the beaten path. Okay, it wasn't like he just got annihilated. It wasn't a Deontay Wilder knockout loss like he was like to the hands from Tyson Fury. It wasn't like that at all. So it just made me wonder why Jermaine Franklin, instead of guys like Joe Joyce or Daniel Dubois, fuck them being boring, kick their ass, because they still are a force to be reckoned with. If they can talk or can't crack a joke or can't whatever, they can still fight though. So that's the whole thing. At the end of the day, sure, it's good to be charismatic, it's good to be self-promoting, it's good to be exciting, but at the same time, you need to be winning fights. Okay? So those guys, regardless of what they lack personality-wise, they make up with these. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Dillian Whyte once again stating that, hey, Daniel Dubois slow, or no, sorry, boring, and Joe Joyce is slow. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!